Okay, so here's basically the situation. Let me pull up the. Sorry. Whoops. Let me pull up this guy's post here. Alright, this one. Okay, so this is something I definitely think you should check out and read yourself. But first, what are we told? We're told that a. How old is he? Or was he, I guess? This man was age. Sorry, 37. Five-time recipient of the Bronze Star, Valor Under Fire, had a new baby born last year, and a military record that spanned the globe. So what we have to evaluate is kind of, is it a conspiracy, yada yada. So here's the information that we know so far. 37-year-old man, Matthew Livelsberger, whatever the fuck, um, drives in front of the Trump Tower, blows himself up. That's what we're told. Here's the information we know, based off of people who have talked to him right before he went, things like that. One, I think it was his newest son's DNA, or one of his sons, doesn't match his. So we'll get into that in a minute. But this is basically what happened. There's this Special Forces 18 Zulu operator who is so troubled that he goes through the trouble of first on the 31st of December sending an email to a bunch of people, a lot of people. Sean Ryan is the host of a podcast that deals with a lot of military whistleblowers, so they'll come on and talk about their poor leadership or maybe oversights or things like that that ended in travesties, whatever. So Matthew originally contacted Sean Ryan to get on the podcast and kind of spread the news, and try and get in contact with Fox News, get in contact with whoever the fuck he could. The only person who gave him any airtime was this Instagram account owner, forgot his name, but that guy ended up doing a podcast on Sean Ryan's podcast. So the word got out, now I know about it, and I'm telling you. This is basically what he said. He said he was contacted on the 31st of December and given this email. And I'll read this for the people that are lazy. This was sent on December 31st at 10:42 in the morning via Proton Mail. Proton Mail is like a secure email sending service. The email is sent through a bunch of virtual private networks, so it's difficult to trace its origin. It says, and I quote, "In case I do not make it to my decision point or on to the Mexico border, I'm sending this now. Please do not release this until the 1st of January and keep my identity private until then. First off, I'm not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 2006 black Ford Mustang V6 for verification." Off the bat, this is very convincing. What we will be seeing, what we have been seeing with drones is the operational use of gravitic propulsion systems powered aircraft by most recently China in the East Coast, but throughout history the United States. Only we in China have this capability. Our OPCEN location for this activity is in the box below. He's attached a couple attachments to this email, which I don't have on me right now. If you're not caught up with the drones for the past probably month or so, there have been drone sightings on the East Coast near like New Jersey. And these are hicks these are like hillbillies that are spotting these drones. These are the random motherfuckers in Jersey with like houses on the coast. Like, to have a house on the coast, you have to enjoy living on the coast. These aren't people who know how to operate video editing technology. So it's, and it's multiple reports. It's like tons. And the news has been all like, oh yeah, we have no idea what they are. High-ranking members of the military have been like, yeah, we don't know what they are. It's totally something that we can't explain. Is it aliens? And they're trying to make you seem like a dumbass because they don't believe in your intellectual capabilities. I'm here to tell you you're not stupid, and instead, it's a direct threat from China. I say quote-unquote threat because a war with China would mean the destruction of the entire planet as we know it because of the allied powers therein. And the United States doesn't like to lose. So that would be a very catastrophic war. And in my opinion, we are still on the chopping block for what we did to Japan. So the United States definitely is owed a little bit of spanking on the booty. A war would not go great. Also, we'd lose the I guess, I don't know. It's complicated. Anyways, that's what we know. Gravitic propulsion systems. This isn't something you can Google. This you can't like find gravitic propulsion systems on Bing or YouTube. There's no like videos of of college kids practicing with gravitic propulsion. It's just not a thing you can find online. So he claims one of the things with the like things in the sky that everybody was talking about was like, hey, they move funny. Like they don't move like normal drones do. And there's a guy who had like one of the best drones. He put it up against a normal gravitic thingy, and it just didn't move the fucking same. These things, they're fast, they're unpredictable, and they have like damn near. They've been flying for. They will fly for like extended periods of time, so much longer than a normal battery could allow them to. So it raises a lot of questions. Those are the fucking answers, according to him. Let's keep reading. China has been launching them from the Atlantic from submarines for years, but this activity recently has picked up, so it's kind of a threat. As of now, it's just a show of force. Wait, am I showing the screen? Yep. It's just a show of force, and they're using it similar to how they use the balloon for SIGINT and ISR. Not sure what that is. Which are also part of the integrated comms system. There are dozens of these balloons in the air at any given time. Okay, do you remember the balloon? Let's Chinese spy balloon. Do you remember that? The Chinese spy balloon incident in 2023 where there's this big balloon that flew over the United States that was definitely not an accident. This is really fucking funny. I'm not going to lie, that's hilarious. But it was like there's a balloon that flew over the United States. It flew over like a large part of the United States for a long time. China says it wasn't their balloon. Of course they would say that. What the fuck are they going to be like, yeah, that was ours? There are dozens of these balloons in the air at any given time. The so what is because of the speed and stealth of these unmoved aircrafts. They're the most dangerous threat to national security that has ever existed. Listen to this. They basically have an unlimited payload capacity and can park it over the White House if they wanted. It's checkmate. The United States something, U.S. Secretary General, I don't know what the fuck that is. The USG? What is the USG? United States. Oh, United States government. United States government needs to give a history of this. How we are employing it and weaponizing it. How China is employing them and what the way forward is. China is poised to attack anywhere in the East Coast. I've been followed for over a week now. Now, this is a part where people have claimed like he has schizophrenia. Keep in mind, this is an operator. This is as good as it gets. Not only is he an let me tell you something. Do you know how difficult it is to become an operator, stay an operator for 2 decades? Imagine being an operator for 6 years. 20 years straight. This nigga did not work at McDonald's. He didn't take a break and go to corporate and come back. He didn't retire. He was about to get out. I think. Wait, okay. Let me fact check myself. Did he retire? Retired? No. He didn't retire. He wrote a manifesto. Haven't read the manifesto. Yeah, former Green Beret. Let me see. Oops, sorry, I'm trolling. God, I can't spell for shit. Just read the full manifesto. Yeah, I think he was active. He's deployed 5 times on combat missions. Had not been deployed for the past 12 months. Yeah, he was in. He was like in the service. Active. This guy's taking lives for the United States, came back, said it was great, did it again, left, came back, said, hey, everything's cool with my brain, I'm fine, left, came back. Everybody who worked with him said he was a stand-up guy. Nobody said he had any mental issues. Nobody, this isn't a guy who, like, who was going off the rails. It's a very strange situation. It's weird because the first inclination is, is the media and the government lying about this. So here's what the FBI said. The FBI has confirmed in a video that it was him who sent the email. They're like, yeah, it's him. Why would they lie about that? They don't really get anything about lying. I don't think. So let's keep reading this email, and then I'll get into the theories later. Okay, this is the schizo part. I've been followed for over a week now from likely Homeland or FBI. They're looking to move on me and are unlikely going to let me cross into Mexico, but won't because they know I'm armed and have a massive VBIED, vehicle-based explosive. I've been trying to maintain a very visible profile and have kept my phone, and they're definitely digitally tracking me. I have knowledge of this program and also war crimes that were covered up during the airstrikes in Nimruz province, Afghanistan in 2019 by the admin, DOD, DEA, and CIA. (2022) Pakistani air. Okay, let's 2019. Was the Las Vegas bombing blowback from the Afghan war? Master Sergeant Matthew Livsberg alleged manifesto highlights the infamous United States drug raid during the war in Afghanistan. Alleged manifesto. He has a manifesto that I'm yet to read, so I guess you have to read the manifesto. I mean, that's kind of one of the things. I will like to say, he also, I don't think he hurt anybody. Nobody ever got, injured. Why did I personally do it now? I need to cleanse my mind of the brothers I've lost and relieve myself of the burden of the lives I've took. So, dude, he has a manifesto. Maybe I'll check that out later. Yeah, it was him who wrote it. It was definitely him who wrote it, blah, 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 blah. So, in his head, he was saying, in the manifesto, at least, if we believe that's real, and from him, that he's paying his sins back by informing the United States Americans of this crazy bullshit that the United States has been on, and he thinks this will absolve him of his sins as an operator. Pretty interesting shit. I conducted targeting for these strikes of over 125 buildings. 65 were struck because of CIVCAS. Okay, what is that? Civilian Casualty Review. Civilian casualties. CIVCAS is civilian casualty. Reporting civilian casualties. Okay. Jeez, there's a lot of fucking acronyms here. Military moment. 65 were struck because of CIVCAS. That killed hundreds of civilians in a single day. USFORA. Okay. United States Forces Afghanistan and Resolute Support Transition. United States Forces Afghanistan. So, the United States Forces in Afghanistan, US-4A, continued strikes after spotting civilians on initial ISR. ISR, what the fuck is that? Infant swimming resource? Doubt it. Military. Intelligence surveillance acquisition. Intelligence surveillance acquisition and what? Reconnaissance is what it stands for. Intelligence surveillance acquisition and reconnaissance. Where was I? It was supposed to take 6 minutes and scramble all aircraft in CENTCOM. Bear with me here. CENTCOM.mil. United States Central Command. The United Nations basically called these war crimes, but the administration made them disappear. Okay, so he's saying that we fucked up in Afghanistan and killed hella civilians. I mean, big surprise. But, yeah, he's got to absolve himself of his sins, and he hurt nobody, technically. Destroyed a Cybertruck. Thank God for that, to be honest. I mean, can we say that of the cars he chose to blow up, he picked a pretty ugly one, so I'm not necessarily pressed about that. Didn't kill anybody. Informed us of what's going on. I mean, come on. This seems like pretty awesome. The United Nations basically called these war crimes, but the administration made them disappear. I was part of a cover-up with US-4A and Agent something of the DEA. Now, these redacted names, I've watched a podcast with Sean Ryan and the guy that ran the Instagram account that he sent this email to. I watched that entire hour-long podcast, and I can tell you that these names are redacted because these are active members of whatever. So there's one of the DEA that's active, and then the AOBS commander is still active. I don't know what Special Operations Glossary, AOBS, Airfield Operations Battalion, maybe? Can validate this. Okay. Cover up. Okay, so he says, I don't know if my abduction attempt is related to either. I worked with General Miller's IO staff on this, as well as the response to Bala Murghab. Bala Murghab is a city in Afghanistan that culminated with Operation Red Sand, the pivotal mission that seized control over remaining parts of the valley. Okay, let's look up Operation Red Sand. Flashbacks of the war, remembering Red Sand. Let's see if we can look this shit up. Like many prepared to this. Okay. What was Operation Red Sand? Let's see if I can get a quick synopsis. A joint exercise between the United States and Saudi Arabia to counter unmanned aerial systems. The exercise includes training, operational demonstrations, and testing systems. The exercise takes place at Shamal 2 range in northeastern Saudi Arabia. Here's some recent iterations. Cool, yeah. Too easy. Apparently it's still going on. Okay. If you need to elevate this to the media so we could avoid a world war, because this is a mutually assured destruction situation on God. For vetting, my LinkedIn is Matt Berg, or Matthew Livelsberger, an active duty 18 Zulu out of 110. My profile is public. I'm an active TSSCI with UAP USAP access. TSS. What does that mean? Top secret sensitive compartmented information, so he has a top secret clearance. And UAP. A UAP is an unidentified anomalous phenomena. And USAP. United States Antarctic Program. What? It's definitely not United States Anesthesia. Anesthesia. How the fuck do you say that shit? Anesthesia. Not sure what that means. But, so it's definitely from his phone. Here's the thing. Here's what's happened. He had a Signal account. A Signal account is like a secure messaging application, basically, that you can use that encrypts your data when you message other people on their Signal account. He had a Signal account with two-way communication with the guy that ran the Instagram account, and after the explosion, his Signal account ID changed. A little strange. That doesn't make any sense. It was a while after the explosion. It changed, and the guy that ran the Instagram account was okay, either A, he's still alive, and this was the theory. This is the craziest theory. So either A, he's still alive because I've seen, the Signal change thing as the Instagram account owner, right? Or B, somebody was controlling the account. Because there's really no way it would change. Why would it change? It doesn't just do that. It's not dynamic. So this is the crazy theory. This is the theory that the guy on the podcast had. I wish I could kind of skip to it in the podcast, because it'd probably be better coming from his mouth. So let's see if I could find that first, and how easy that would be to find. If it's hard to find, then I'll just say it. Yeah, whatever. Shut up.
Moved up there. He rolled a body up in a Tesla.
Just in there.
Yeah.
So this is the.
Any theories?
I've done all the questions about. All right.
So let's watch the theory.
A running theory downstairs. I've seen all of the conspiracies. I've seen all the questions about. All right, this guy is 20-year special forces. He just got done with team sergeant time. He is a very qualified and very capable Green Beret. Everybody I've spoken to who knew the guy prior. Yesterday, I spoke to several people, to include his old team leader, who's now lieutenant colonel. Said he was fine, nothing out of place. His mental state was not something that anybody was concerned about. His ex-girlfriend posted photos of him bragging about how he got a Tesla and all this other stuff. So stick with me here. very capable guy, but he loads the Tesla up, a Tesla which Elon Musk brags about being bulletproof, right? So this is one of his selling points. It's bulletproof. We even saw Joe Rogan shoot an arrow at it and wasn't able to puncture this thing. So he loads up a Tesla knowing that it's going to, not explode like he wants it to with fireworks and a bunch of other junk when he can make a car bomb that's going to level this place. Here's what I think. So the PAO, the Army PAO, is saying that the body...
A PAO is like a, I don't want to get this wrong. It's like a press secretary for the Army. Public affairs, yeah, it's like a press secretary.
Inside the cab, the PAO, the Army PAO, is saying that the body inside the cab did not match the DNA of his child.
Crazy, right? Well, okay, what's that mean?
All right. We also know that there was no, they said he was shot by a Desert Eagle. We know that there was no signature when it rolled up. So nobody shot themselves when it rolled up to it. You would have seen a large signature. Mr. Guns and Gear, he's on X. He goes into this a lot in depth. He's a firearms expert and he talks about this. And there's no signature. So this is what happens. You get a Tesla.
Mr. Guns and Gear on X. Mr. Guns and Gear X profile. Okay, let's see what this guy's talking about. Shut up. This was within the last few days. Right? Within the last few days, right? Is this him? Mr. Guns and Gear YouTube channel, maybe? Highlights? Media? Mr. Guns and Gear, Mr. Guns and Gear. Bro, the advertisements is something I don't need. He doesn't even go into it. Does he go into it? I don't think he goes into it. I'm trying to find him going into it. I don't see him going into it. He's just advertising fucking ammo. Posts? Can you not order by, like, newest posts? May, okay. Mr. Guns and Gear Las Vegas Bomber. Update. Okay, well, I can't fucking find out. Just take his word for it.
Because he can convert, and he talks about this, and there's no signature. So this is what happens. You get a Tesla because it can drive itself up to the hotel, the Trump Tower. You put a body in it, roll it up. It's already burned up, or it's already shot, excuse me. You don't want to kill anybody because that's not the message you're trying to send. You're not trying to level the tower or kill a bunch of people. So you load it up with firearm. Or
keep in mind, this is a guy in the special forces. If he wanted to, could have leveled the tower. Could have taken it to the ground. Does that mean, like, they know explosive experts? There are people who specifically their job in the Army is to either disarm or arm explosives, and it's like, these are people that are easy to contact if you're fucking 18 Zulu, dude.
Fireworks and a bunch of junk to send a message. And we know that his signal number or his signal safety number changed. That can't be done unless you're inside that signal account. And a lot of people conjecture, was the FBI inside his signal account, whatever else. But what if he accidentally changed his safety number, goofed up there? He rolled a body up in a Tesla specifically because a Tesla can drive itself up to the tower, and did what he did to send a message to expose his stuff. And he's still alive out there somewhere.
That's the theory.
Well, the other
answers
thing
a lot
is,
of questions.
That's the fucking crazy theory. That could be true. Could. The possibility of that, that's the thing. Here's the thing. The possibility of that being the case is non-zero. That's the thing. That's the issue. Very crazy. It's also not very high. But the body of it matching his son. So people, nobody important, was saying, okay, well, his body, or the body doesn't match his son's DNA. He crashed out after finding out that his wife cheated. I don't know. Doubt that's the case. Keep it real. I doubt it. I doubt it. I really doubt it. It's weird. Super, super weird. At the least, this is abnormal. Can we say that? Can we say that this usually doesn't happen often? after such a long life of service in the highest prestige in the military possible, you're a tier 1 operator. It's like, I'm going to kill myself with a Desert Eagle and nobody's going to see? Like, if I was going to kill myself, I'd make sure to at least get there first and then die in the explosion. Why would I shoot myself? That doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't I just shoot myself? And then it's like, well, he wanted to send a message. It's like, so I guess it could be the case where like he wanted to for sure die, and then expose himself, and because he had so many years in the service, people would listen, and I'd talk about it, and you would listen to it, and people would talk about it, and there'd be conversations about it because of his prestige, and the 5 Bronze Stars. It's not easy to get, dude. And, it's just, could this be the perfect storm where it's like this guy knew that this is the only way to pay for his sins was to inform us? Or is it propaganda by the United States government to oppose the people towards Japan so that opposition builds and the young kids join the military on their own free will before selective service? I don't know. It's open to debate. But, I mean, the theory could also be like he's working with the FBI and the government in a huge psychological operation against the general public. But if that was the case, they would have put the email in the news. Nah, they covered it once. Listen, if it was a psychological operation, it would be on the mainstream media because only dumbass people like watch and believe everything on. You have to have a low IQ to believe every single thing on the mainstream media. So like, if it was the case where this was false, it would be everywhere. It would be everywhere, and they'd want as many people because they put a lot of resources into this working, and they've sacrificed a lot of things. So if this was fake, it would be in more places than it is. It wouldn't be on like podcasts. It wouldn't be on the Sean Ryan podcast. It'd be on Fox News and CNN if it was like not real. So if it is real and it came from his phone and it came from him, that means that those drones are from China. And that also means that we have those drones as well. And it also means that we're basically evenly matched, and somebody's got to have a bigger dick than somebody. That means that people are going to die. That's what that means. Unfortunately. So the conclusion here is probably, civilians will pass away. I don't know a timeline, but we definitely... Do you know how many people we killed with those nukes? I think about that often. That was so many people. So many. Like, so many. I think about that not like super often, but like, when I think about if I as a civilian deserve to be attacked, the answer is no, but neither did those motherfuckers in Japan. I mean, dude, that was insane. One of the greatest acts of international terrorism ever. Nukes. We nuked Japan. Dude, we have it coming. I'm not gonna lie. Also, I'd like, if you're into this kind of conspiracy shit, I'm very slowly watching this. Here's the thing. If you're into conspiracy shit and you want to know everything about 9/11, Here is the best and only documentary you need to watch. If it's coming from me, you know it's quality. The New Pearl Harbor. I think, about an hour or 45 minutes into this. People say Bush did 9/11. Yada, yada, that's the claim. I'll say this. Bush didn't do... He didn't do 9/11. Nobody really did 9/11. But the Bush administration chose strategically to allow it. So is that doing something? Philosophical question there. Same with Pearl Harbor. Who the fuck was the president? I forgot. Damn, I'm a piece of shit. It was Roosevelt? What the fuck? Yeah, Roosevelt. So Roosevelt allowed Pearl Harbor to happen, so that we could attack Japan in the war before it started. Basically, we knew it was coming, and you can look this shit up. It's going to be in the documentary. Highly suggest you to watch that if you have any questions about 9/11, or if you believe that it was a terrorist attack that could have not. There's no way we could have seen it coming, and the United States. If you believe that the air forces that protect all of North America just couldn't get the jets over to the plains in time in the hour and a half that they had, if you think that that's the case, where we scrambled, no jets over there, and we got bested. If you think the United States, if you think all of North America's air defense operations got bested by some fucking jihadis, I'd highly recommend you to watch that fucking documentary. If you think we just got beat, watch that. If you think all 4 planes made it to their destination with no interception, and that's just because we got bested, bro. Yeah, go ahead and watch that documentary. I'd recommend you to watch that shit. Okay. I'm watching a little on JFK now. What I know right now is the shooter was not in that fucking building. The Pearl Harbor one, I wouldn't honestly mind. I wouldn't mind going over that at least a little bit at some other time. This video is pretty long. I don't really want to become a conspiracy theories channel, but I also like to just talk about things that I enjoy and am interested in general. This is one of those things. So to me, it seems real. Seems like this guy was really, I don't know, the body is confusing. Whose body was it? Because the thing, it was so charred, they couldn't identify it, obviously. You're not going to look at the face and go, okay, this is definitely him. Weird. Well, that's that. What do you think?